What is going on, folks? Olaf here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna have a couple of updates for you. This time it will be a little different. As you can see, I got my beautiful wife Wendy with me, who also tried doing carnivore. However, she did not really like it. And I know many of you guys have had issues as well. And I know there's many of you out there that have had issues with eating a lot of meat and whatnot. So today, Wendy is gonna tell you what she has experienced, why she started out doing the carnivore diet. So we look forward to sharing this with you. I think it will be beneficial for you as well. In today's update, I also want to talk about my workout regimen. Yes, I will be sharing some photos and maybe even some footage I've had from the past. I used to compete in bodybuilding. I've been working out for more than 3 decades. I started out when I was 22. Next week I'll be 57. Can you believe it? But we're still both hitting it. So Wendy and I, we go to the gym 6-7 days a week. Yes, that's what we do. From a nutrition standpoint, we are also very much alike. We eat very low carb. We don't eat processed food. As you know, I've been doing carnivore since Christmas 2024 and I'm still doing it. Also in today's update, I'm gonna share some more recipes with you, carnivore hacks, if you will. I'm gonna share things with you that have really worked well for me within the carnivore diet. Okay, let's get the show on the road. So Wendy, why don't you tell us, why did you consider doing the carnivore diet in the first place?
I felt that we were very naughty regarding food over Christmas. We overindulged. I also got a lot more inflammation than I had previously, and so I thought, why not give the carnivore diet, give it a try and see if my inflammation decreases, see if I can lose a little bit of body fat. And so that's the reason I actually decided to try it.
So what happened? Did you lose any body fat?
I don't know if I lost any body fat, but I know I lost 5 pounds, which could have been 5 pounds of water. So I can't say whether or not if I lost any body fat.
Well, since you lift weights every day, so there's a good chance that you also lost body fat and retained the muscle.
I do believe it could have happened because I felt that some of my gym gear did fit a little bit better than it had before. So I could have lost a little bit of body fat, but I'm not going to say for sure that I did. But what went wrong? What went wrong is that I do not love meat. I find it very difficult to eat a lot of meat. And I had to eat a lot of meat. And I would eat a small amount of meat, which did not satisfy me. And for someone who was only eating once a day, I felt hungry a lot of the time.
So tell me, why did you only eat once a day? What's behind that?
I thought I was going to try the intermittent fasting, or at least, nomad, just eat once a day and I would be okay.
OMAD, once a day, yes, okay.
Yeah, once a day. However, it didn't really work very well for me because it is very difficult to get up really early in the morning, as I do, work out at the gym and then go to work, and then I would fill up on coffee but without milk, and I like fat-free milk in my coffee. The black coffee and just water, I found very, very difficult.
Why don't you tell my audience, when do you get up every day and go to the gym?
I get up at 2:20 every morning and I leave the house at 2:40 to get to the gym at 3:30.
Isn't that crazy?
We live very far away. We live in the boonies. And so I would get to the gym at 3:30 and work out for over an hour so I can get to work in time because my shift is very early. I did that for many months until I crashed. I found it very, very hard to do. My body was not coping getting up that early every morning and then to go on this diet, which I didn't enjoy, plus I wasn't eating enough, I felt worse. I just wasn't able to perform how I wanted to perform.
I see. And that's understandable. So I know from the Facebook groups I have joined that there's many people out there that actually cannot eat that much meat and they get tired of eating meat every day. My hack is basically, I eat a lot of cheese. So I think I've shared this with you. Ground beef, cheese, 10 eggs. I still like it. Previously I was doing keto. So I started keto around 2020. In my keto diet, I also did not eat any fiber. So tell me specifically what you disliked about the carnivore diet. What else did you dislike?
I dislike eating so much meat, and I didn't eat an awful lot of meat. I dislike eating meat. I don't mind meat, but in small amounts. And in order to feel full, I had to eat much more than I wanted to. And I also know that you eat butter, and I do not like butter. I don't mind butter on bread, but I cannot have butter butter on bread. I cannot have butter on my food. It is very, very hard for me to not feel ill or nauseated.
And this is something I've actually learned. You know, first time in the evening when I ate butter, I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm eating butter. It's a lot of calories. You know, so you can, and like I said in my last video, you can still overeat. So if you eat, you most likely have seen this article, this guy eating 7 pounds of butter. Of course you don't lose weight. Of course it's not healthy. Even if you drink, like, as an example, 10 gallons of water, it's also not healthy. So you can overdo anything. Obviously. How did this affect you otherwise? Like digestion, anything going on? Was that still okay?
I felt weak. I also felt I couldn't go to the bathroom. I just felt unwell. It just wasn't working for me.
Fair enough. I have to say, when I started keto back in 2020, I think it was even beforehand, I went through this keto flu thing. It affected me very much. But back then I was way bigger and I felt really unhealthy, so I didn't care about how I felt. I just did that shit. Yes, and after a while, I think it may have taken me like 2 weeks, it all went away. And this time when I started carnivore, I was used to it. I was used to not having fiber. I was used to eating a lot of fat. So carnivore naturally came very easy to me. So tell us, since carnivore didn't work out for you well, what are you gonna do in the future instead?
I have decided to go back to doing a very low carb diet, close to keto, because I do not feel hungry on that diet. I don't feel unwell on that diet, and I can cope with eating once a day.
I see. I get that.
That is how I plan to move forward, because I just really did not enjoy what I was doing. I managed for 2 weeks and that was it.
2 weeks is not bad, because I also know from Facebook that many people, even after a week, they would say, oh my God, I've had enough. So I've been doing it how many weeks? I'm coming up to 7 weeks. I like that I have lost body fat, I have good energy, and let me tell you why I don't want to do low carb. If I do low carb, I'm always hungry. Carbohydrates make me hungry. And in the evening, I would always eat some more. Like, okay, let me have a big fat protein shake and whatnot. With carnivore, I did not do this. I ate some butter, but butter is not protein. Butter is pure fat, and it doesn't convert into glucose. I want to have ketones in my blood because during the day, I don't eat. I only eat once a day as well, and I'm very busy on the job, and with the ketones in my bloodstream, obviously in my brain, I think I have a lot of energy. I don't crash, and this is why I want to keep that up. However, I'm going to make some changes to the carnivore diet. I will include cheat days. Many of you out there will disagree with me, but you know, look at me, I don't need to lose any more weight, but I want to make carnivore really sustainable. And you can't tell me that carnivore, like for years, for me personally, it wouldn't be sustainable because I miss things. So once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks, I will go out there and eat what the hell I want to eat. And I mean everything, even cheesecake and ice cream and whatnot. Not all day, obviously, but I will have a really good cheat meal. And then I will be back on track next day doing pure carnivore.
I will not be joining him. You do it on your own.
Don't believe her. She's a pig. You know, we both are. Because we both like eating a lot. And let me tell you something. There's also going to be a video about it. We have planned a trip to Las Vegas. It's going to be, so what do we do in Las Vegas? Because I don't gamble. Wendy doesn't gamble. We just freaking eat. So we go to either the Bellagio, we go to the Bacchanal. It's not cheap. I think it's like 80 bucks each. So, but I want to make sure that I eat everything I can. So that's something we do as well. And if you diet basically all year round and you work out all year round, we don't take any breaks. We have never taken breaks unless we're ill. And even then we feel like guilty. So anyway, these cheat days and these whatever things you want to call it, you know, they keep me motivated, because when I have eaten a lot of shit I shouldn't be eating, then I'm really determined not to cheat on my diet for a long time. But I will keep you apprised as to how that goes. Let's dive into it right now. This is my current regimen. All right, as promised, I'm gonna tell you guys how I work out these days and how I used to work out. Let's dive into it. First of all, I want to talk about my current workout regimen. So you have seen my scheduling, what I do from Sundays through Saturdays. But before I go into it, I want to elaborate a little bit more on my goals, etc. So as you can see, I do something basically every day. Saturday, depending on how I feel, I may take a break. Yeah, that happens as well. Why am I doing this? Why do I work out every day? My job is sedentary, I sit at a desk and I barely move. As my overall goal is to remain healthy these days, I've chosen to work out basically every day, unless I feel ill or whatnot. But usually I can make it happen. And as you can see from my workout regimen, one day I do weights, the other day I do cardio. On the days I do cardio, I basically recover from my weight session. And I've been doing this for really over 30 years. That's quite something. So I cannot just stop. So let me talk about it. On Sundays, Wendy and I go to a commercial gym. It could be EOS, it could be Anytime Fitness, it could be Planet Fitness. Yes. On Sundays, I generally do chest combined with triceps. I combine chest with triceps these days because I'm gonna pre-exhaust my triceps while doing chest. Makes sense, doesn't it? My workouts these days generally take a bit more than an hour. However, on Sundays, it takes a little longer, so I have more time. Also, due to my injury around here, I cannot do bench presses or anything, so I mostly use machines for chest. Generally, I focus on perfect execution and also on proper warming up. How do I warm up? I never warm up doing cardio or anything like that. I never warm up doing abs because I don't believe in that. I warm up using the muscles and the joints I'm going to use later on in the workout. Doing this has kept me from getting injured, to be honest. It has really worked for me. Example, let's say I use a chest machine, so I will go there, use very little weight, do 20 reps, rest a little bit, maybe a minute, and do another 20 reps. And basically I play it by ear. I trust my gut. Gradually I will increase the weight and my rep range will be between 6, 10, I even do 15 reps. It all depends on how I feel, how strong I am. I do focus on the pump and I make sure I have a really good mind-muscle connection. That is very important. I do believe that without a proper mind-muscle connection, you don't make any progress. For that reason, you will also never see me using my phone at the gym. I don't do that. I leave my phone behind. I don't want to be interrupted, period. Generally, I do not count how many sets I do anymore these days. Again, I trust my intuition. I trust my gut. I would do chest for about 40 minutes. And I don't really know how many sets I would have done in between. 40 minutes, 3 to 4 exercises. My breaks in between are very short, maybe a bit more than a minute and 30 seconds. And here's the thing. What does Olaf do in between sets? I'm getting in steps. Yeah, actually I walk around the gym. So I would do a set. Subsequently, I would walk for a minute and a half. And why am I doing this? I like keeping my heart rate up. So when I leave the gym after an hour, or let's say an hour and 15 minutes, I really have done my job. In fact, my heart rate never goes under 100. And while I work out, my heart rate goes up until like 150. That happens as well. No slacking. And then eventually, after chest, I will transition into triceps. By transition, I mean I will do most likely dips, because dips involve chest and triceps. And then for triceps, you may recall that my right arm is non-functional. It takes me another 15 to 20 minutes max, and then I'm done. So generally, when I leave the gym on a Sunday, I'll have 6,000 steps-ish, done my chest, done my triceps. And everything is done fasting. Yeah, that's another thing. I never eat anymore before I go to the gym like I used to. There's no pre-workout, there's no intra. On the weekend, usually I have a post-workout meal. I know that makes a lot of sense, but during the week when I work out very early. I work out like at 5 a.m. during the week. I don't want to have breakfast. And since my goal is not to gain a lot of muscle, I don't have a post-workout meal. And I've been doing this now for about 4 years. It's working for me. You know, I'm lean. I can do everything I want to do. I'm flexible. My heart is good, I hope. You never know. So let me talk about the next days. Monday, I would only do cardio. I do it generally here at home. It's either elliptical or just walking on the treadmill. I like walking much better because my ketones are much higher. And when I am in a caloric deficit, you know, it's my own body fat. Cardio will be between 60 and 70 minutes. Tuesday, I'm going back to the gym. I do back in the same fashion, but I only do back. There's nothing else. So I will do back for a bit more than 60 minutes and in between between sets, I do walking. Again, I would leave that gym with more than 6,000 steps. Wednesdays, again, staying at home, doing cardio. That's it. Either treadmill or elliptical. On Thursdays, I do legs, and I do them all. This means I do quads, I do hams, I do calves. Mostly I do legs here at home because I've got all the equipment. So I would do belt squats, I would do hack squats, I would do leg press, extensions, leg curls, and seated calf raises. All that takes me a bit more than 1 hour. That's it. On Fridays, I'm going back to a commercial gym and I will do shoulders and biceps and the walking in between. Saturdays, usually I want to justify a bit more food on a Saturday, so I usually do my cardio on Saturdays, yes. And that's it in a nutshell. This is how I work out at 57 years old. And don't forget my main reasons. My main reasons and goals are basically health. That's it. Good health and feeling well. And the way I'm working out, I think I'm accomplishing that. Another thing I want to mention, I generally sleep between 7 and 8 hours during the week. Recovery is also there. Also, don't forget, I still practice intermittent fasting and carnivore. So I eat most days between 3 and 4 p.m. Sometimes I have a little snack after 6 p.m. and that's about it. As for my calorie intake, it's about 3,000 calories. I've tried eating 3,500 calories and I'm not gaining any weight. But 3,000 calories keep me satiated. So very quickly, I'm going to talk about how I used to work out when I did bodybuilding. So first of all, I would get up at 4, just like now. The first thing I would have is a big fat shake. Like oatmeal, I don't recall the numbers. I think between 50 and 80 grams of oatmeal with 50 or 60 grams of protein powder in water. So I would drink that and I would feel just nauseous. I never liked that. Then I would work out, do my first weight session at around, I think at around 6 it was, yes. And there would be no walking in between and also reduced cardio. I would do some cardio, but not a lot. Cardio I would do mostly when prepping for a show or when I decided, hey, I need to get a little leaner. But back then I ate a lot of carbs. I would eat oatmeal, rice, white rice, brown rice, pasta, potatoes, fries from the air fryer. So my nutrition has completely changed and I'm glad about it. I didn't know that I was harming myself this much. Mind you, I was doing this for close to 3 decades. Eating 4,000 to 5,000 calories every day, having 6 meals every day at least, and snacks, lifting very heavy. I'm surprised I'm still sitting here. Like this. Seriously. But anyway, I could elaborate a lot on how I used to work out and how I used to eat. I think I've said that before. There's not many things I did not try in those 3 decades of bodybuilding. Any questions? Let me know. I should be able to answer those. And by the way, it took me a while to get used to looking thin like this. Not easy, trust me. For somebody who used to look like I used to look. Yes, but I have settled. I'm actually very happy. I really like my new diet, the carnivore diet. I will transition out of the carnivore diet into a ketogenic diet. I think it's more sustainable. Or I keep doing the carnivore diet and I will have these cheat days I mentioned. Once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks, bring on the food. Anything. That could also be a solution. My problem is I'm a pig. I'm always hungry. Carnivore and keto have changed that a bit. By eating all that fat, my satiety signal is triggered and I'm just not feeling hungry anymore in the morning. I'm getting hungry like after 2 p.m. and that's it. In the morning, no cravings, nothing. But I'm always hungry in the evening. And I'm not afraid of gaining weight. I'm just afraid of getting unhealthy. This is why I'm eating this way. So that's all I wanted to tell you. I think I may have talked too much already. But anyway, that's a topic I can really talk about. So I know a lot about it. Specifically, how to work out, how to gain muscle, how to eat then, and whatnot. Again, I'm more than willing to give you advice. Just let me know in the comments. Leave me some feedback. We could also have a one-on-one. I really don't mind. Okay, man. That's it for now. I hope it wasn't too boring. Thank you, man. I'm on my way to Fry's because they have all that stuff I like. Believe it or not, the weather has been in the 80s and it's early February. Freaking amazing. That's why I love Arizona. Ask me again in July. So I'm gonna get myself that fancy Jalsberg dip, jalapeno. Happens to be my favorite. And how about some nice crackers? Also good, but that is not what I'm craving today. Who is not shopping today? Super Bowl weekend, At least I got what I needed. Well, now let's go to Carl's Jr. I haven't been here in years. I've got good memories. So let's see. So my food has arrived. Let's take a look. So let me quickly show you what else I got here. You have eaten something already, so you're looking at cheesecake. And these babies here, they come from Walmart. Let me show you. Turtle French style. Really good, by the way. And here's some strawberry. So without further ado, I want to start eating, so I don't have time to record that shit. See you later. All right, folks, this is it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope the information I've given to you was valuable. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, leave comments. Please do give me feedback so I can tailor my future videos. And again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Until next time, bye-bye.